Hey guys, it's Ruffles Kerman, and today we are going to be building a single stage to everywhere rocket, if you can call it a rocket. It's going to be using hacks, because I don't think I'm skilled enough to do a single stage to everywhere rocket, but it's still going to be really cool. So I've made a video on the hack before. Basically you use the Cal controller from the DLC. I forget which one it is. It's Making History. Nope, it's Breaking Ground. It's the Breaking Ground DLC, yes. I've used the Cal controller there to edit the thrust limiter. So right here you can see some ion engines, which are the worst, especially in atmosphere. But if you edit the thrust limiter to be over 100%, to be something more like 200,000%, then who cares what they are right now? It makes no difference because they'll all be super insane. So you might as well use the one that looks the coolest. If you've gotten this far into the video and you're not subscribed already, I would consider subscribing. It would help me out a ton. We're getting really close to 10k subscribers, so you could be one of those to help Ruffles Kerman reach 10k subscribers. You know, the before 10k group, once I reach 1 million subscribers. Which, yes, is going to happen. Do not doubt me. Actually do doubt me, but let's just move on. Right here you can see me editing the thrust limiters, one to be greater than 100%, one to be less than 0%, just so we have infinite fuel and infinite thrust as well. And as you can see, this is working pretty well. If you don't know how to do this, I would suggest looking at an earlier video I made on how to really use the ion engine in KSP. It's really not that hard. Now here I noticed something interesting. These ion engines not only do not work underwater, which other engines do work underwater, but this squid sinks. Which, I mean, if it's a squid, then I guess it's a good thing. But usually all of my contraptions float on the water, and if I'm trying to make a submarine, it's really hard to get something down to the ground and actually sinks. But this one sinks. So because I didn't want a squid to be stranded underwater, I added this engine in the middle so we could turn that on and get out of the water if we had to. That way a squid isn't stranded in its own element, which is probably a good thing. But I was still surprised by the fact that this thing actually sunk in the water. Right here we're going to make a little guardrail platform for the Kerbal, just because I thought that would be cool. And it doesn't have to be that big because this is a one-person SSTE, single stage to everywhere, haha. Right here you can see that I'm using guardrails that are from a mod. I know I usually don't use pieces for mods, but these ones just looked so cool that I had to do it. I just couldn't. It looks so cool. That platform is very satisfying. I don't know if anybody else gets that feeling, but like this whole thing, I don't care about the rest of it, but that platform itself, well, besides how the ladder folds in, but the platform itself is just so cool. I don't know why. It's completely irrational, but it just is. It's the best. We're gonna call it the porch because it's sort of the porch of Ruffles Kerman's temporary house. So comment down below porch if you think this is the best thing to ever be invented in KSP, and if you think it's not the best thing to ever be invented in KSP, comment it down below anyway because it's just too cool. See, I'm a YouTuber, I can make my shameless plugins. Okay, I should probably mention the fact that this thing is not very stable. See, it is symmetrical except for the folded up guardrail in the side, which causes issues when you have a thrust weight of over 100 with the hacked engines, which I'm pretty sure we have. Yeah, we have to have a thrust weight over 100. It's insane. Anyway, it gets rather unstable. So as you can see, the throttle is barely up at all. I think a way to make it a little more stable would be to add a second guardrail on the other side to make them symmetrical. And why am I calling them guardrails? They're Ruffles Kerman's porch. They're their porch. We have to have two porches, and just the backside porch doesn't fold out because that would be completely useless. At least that way it would be symmetrical and it wouldn't flip as much. Well, my friends, we are now in orbit with the squid, and we are off to the moon. Now generally you have to make some moon maneuver node, and you have to go through all the complicated process of trying to get to the moon, but if you have an infinite thrust to weight ratio, and infinite fuel, then who cares about that? We're just going to get on an escape orbit from Kerman, and then point ourselves toward the moon. If you look at how fast we're going right now, it is pretty crazy. Just because we have infinite fuel and infinite thrust. I don't know, this hack is great. Not if you want to play KSP more realistically. But let's face it, sometimes hacks are just the best every once in a while. Well, I miscalculated the distance a little bit, and now we are having a slight problem slowing down fast enough. So we gotta increase the throttle, and this is what happened when I increased the throttle. The entire ship blew up from too much force on it, and all we are left with is a flag 48,000 meters from the ground, which makes no sense at all. But if you look at the flight results, it's sorta impressive. I don't know why it says the total mission time is 36 years, it wasn't, but the highest speed achieved was 64,000 meters per second, and the most G-force was 617 Gs. That's sorta crazy. Anyway, the squid was very fun to fly. The porch was even more fun just to watch. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and subscribe, and have a great rest of your day.